So this is a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a good long while now. Is Ochako Uraraka a bad character, or trash in some people's eyes? Now, if you dislike Uraraka's character, or if you just don't like her in general, it's understandable. There is nothing wrong with disliking said character. However, I just want to talk about maybe why some would potentially feel like she is a bad character, a trash character, and some even go as far as to say that she is basically Sakura 2.0 from Naruto. And I think anyone that knows anything about Sakura from Naruto, that's quite the claim. Like, that is quite the claim to say a character is as bad as she is. And I'm just going to go on record and say, I don't like Sakura. I think she is easily one of the worst female characters I have ever seen in any manga, at least for shonen, okay? At least for shonen, in terms of writing and what she technically has done to Naruto as the character, what she did to him, especially later on in Shippuden, I don't like her. So I just want to make sure I clarify that. But, anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is Ochako a bad character? Now, personally, I'm just going to let my bias out right now. I actually like Ochako. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here, that I do like Ochako as a character, I like everything she stands for, and I do like everything that's going on currently in the manga with the said character. However, I do want to kind of be unbiased and talk about both sides and see kind of why some would not like her and why people would like her. So I just want to make sure I get both kind of viewpoints out there for what's potentially going on with said character, because in the past few months, I've been seeing so many people basically saying that Ochako is so worthless. She's useless. She is someone that doesn't bring anything to the story. The only thing she brings to the story is romantic feelings. For instance, oh, she's in love with Izuku, and that's the only thing she brings. She has nothing else interesting going on. That is the only thing she really has going for her. That's what I see people say about her. And in all honesty, I can understand that viewpoint, because when you think about, let's say, a traditional shonen, when you have, let's say, the main female character, she usually is always either A, going to end up with the main male character, or crushing on the main character, something like that. Something like that usually happens within a shonen manga. So it's clear that, you know, seeing certain panels and pages throughout the years, especially since My Hero Academia began, we have known for a long time now that Ochako does have somewhat of a mini crush on Izuku. It's nothing that is relatively new. It is old information. It is something that is, just like I said, years ago revealed. However, we have seen throughout the story, the growth of the story, that Ochako herself said she was going to shelf her romance, her love for Izuku to progress as a hero, to get her hero license to be what she wants to be, her dream, basically. And so she shelved her romantic feelings. Even though she has them, she shelved them. And that was a big moment for Ochako's character that happened a very long while ago. And however, once again, people are like, even if she shelved them, it doesn't change the fact that that given point, that's potentially all she kind of stood for. She stood for just maybe, oh, she loves, you know, Izuku, and that's who he's going to end up with. So basically, when My Hero Academia would come to an end, when it finally wraps itself up, people knew who Izuku would end up with. And so kind of the shippers were, you know, negated, honestly. Like, you know, the toxic shipper wars that usually happen at the end of a manga, it potentially wouldn't happen because we already know that most likely Izuku would end up with her. However, there is more that, you know, Ochako brings to the table that I think many don't really give her credit for, and that is the development of her character, but also what her original goal was to what it is right now within the story. And that is, when we were first introduced to Ochako, she wanted to be a hero, not for wanting to save people, not for wanting to be, let's say, the #1 hero. She didn't want any of that. She didn't even want to go on a television show and do, like, let's say, stuff like Mount Lady does, or stuff like, you know, Midnight would do. You know, she didn't want any of that. The only thing that Ochako actually wanted when she decided to, you know, take part in the hero course was money. And this reason why she wanted it was to be able to help out her parents. She wanted to have money and the license to help out her parents at their work and to be able to use her quirk. That's the only reason she decided to sign up to be a hero. And the whole overall presentation of that, her character and the introduction of why she would even put herself in harm's way to be a hero, just for those little reasons, is something that really has been expanded upon so much since the very beginning that it's really an integral, like an intricate a part of My Hero Academia. Like, it is so ingrained in it, you cannot rip apart kind of what people view heroes as, at least at the beginning of the story. You know, heroism and all that was taken as like, oh, if I become a hero, I could get all this good money, I could become popular, I get the fans, that's everything that happened. And so, obviously, someone like Ochako, she's a perfect mold for it. She wanted to help out her family. It's very innocent, but at the same time, you would think, like, if you want to be a hero, you just want to save people, but that wasn't the case. And that's kind of what My Hero Academia has presented time and time again, with multiple characters, but Ochako is one of the earlier examples of a character that was like that, alongside a Mount Lady, an early example of just, like, wanting to do hero work, not for the sake of being a hero, but just to be able to use their quirk and actually help out said individuals or for other personal reasons. So, once again, I understand why people might not like Ochako because of that. At least her early origin story, because of what she was. She was, as a character, someone that was just for money. And obviously, even if it was for the kindness of her heart to want to help out her parents, it's like, really, that feels very shallow for the other things going on with the story. So, once again, I understand that viewpoint, why people would dislike her at that point. Now, we fast forward, once again, past the romantic feelings reveal, and past everything else, we get to basically the stuff with Ochako versus Bakugo. Now, this was a very big moment in the story, at least for Ochako's character, and Bakugo as a character. It demonstrated Bakugo's development. It showcased that, you know, he was someone that wasn't just all about, you know, yelling and being angry. He had a high level of intelligence, and he was constantly thinking about ways he could overcome his opponent, and it was the early stages of showing his inferiority complex to Izuku, and also showcased that he was someone that was trying to figure out how he could beat Izuku. But in that regard, he didn't view Ochako as someone that was inferior. In fact, he actually tried to do anything he could to be able to beat her, and used his full-on potential to bring her down when he was fighting her in the sports festival. So, Ochako got to demonstrate her overall worth, her strength, and even though she did in fact lose in the end, it does not change the fact though that she put up a really good fight. She demonstrated her overall capabilities as a fighter. She was able to actually make easily one of the best, I guess, UA students at that point in time, be able to put him on the ropes and actually do a lot of good plays against him. So Ochako demonstrated her level of strength, and that her quirk isn't something that you just kind of shy away from and think it's relatively weak. She had something incredibly powerful going on. But also, it kind of showcased the inspiration that Izuku had on her. It showed that Izuku inspired her to really not give up and really try her best to actually try to be a hero. And she started to understand the fundamentals of what it actually meant to be a hero in that moment. She really started to kind of get everything and understand those emotions, those feelings, especially when she was risking it to actually win. And ever since that point, you slowly see the changes in Ochako. There's major changes that happen. She learns, like, you know, martial arts to be able to fight up close and personal. We also get to see the ability of her actually, you know, working on hero work, hero duty, and doing a very good job. We've seen time and time again that Ochako has slowly been improving behind the scenes. She has constant manga panels of things that pop up to prove that she isn't just staying very stagnant. She isn't just sitting there like a brick, like Sakura would in, you know, Naruto. She is actually improving and doing anything she is capable of to actually improve, and she does show those results time and time again. And the best way to really show those results that she has shown is when she saves Izuku, when he is technically at his worst, at least from what we have seen so far, is that when his quirk starts going out of control, and this happened in the latest season of the anime, so this isn't a spoiler. You have it to where his quirk starts to act up. You see the other quirks kind of starting to blast out of him. You see Black Whip appear, and Ochako goes in to try to save Izuku at the risk of her own self, because we know that One for All is incredibly powerful, and it is super boosting everything that is a part of it, all the other extra quirks that's in One for All. So Ochako jumping in was incredibly dangerous to be able to save Izuku, but she did it anyways. And the reason for it, it kind of gives a little bit more insight to her character and how she has been shifting, and that is, she wants to be someone that saves those that saves others, because it is a big thing that many of us for a very long time now have been thinking about throughout the entire story. When you think about the beginning of what we have seen from constant heroes like All Might, heroes throw themselves out there on a meat grinder, and they don't care about themselves. They do anything they can to save someone, but they don't care about their own body, their own well-being, and this has been shown multiple times from Izuku and also All Might. And Ochako has obviously seen this. She has seen people close to her getting injured and not really showing any regard for the pain and suffering that they are inflicting on themselves, and nothing really happens for them. And so she wants to be a hero that's able to step up and help those that actually need to be saved, that are usually saving people. And that's what she did for Izuku. And her overall objective, her goal in life shifted in that moment. And something that was so innocent about greed, or at least money for her parents or whatever, this very shallow goal, you could say, shifted into something more pure, more powerful. And she realized now the reason why she wants to be a part of Hero Society is to be able to help those that are heroes, because they face their own problems inside that they must deal with all the time, and she wants to be there for them. And I feel like that was a very powerful moment for her character. And ever since then, we have seen her development of her realizing what it really means to save those that are in need. It's not just about heroes that need to be saved, it's also villains that need to be saved as well. And this is really full front in your face when she encounters Toga in the manga, when Toga confronts her and is trying to ask questions to Ochako, and Ochako, obviously, she's in a predicament. She's trying to figure out what she needs to do. There's buildings crumbling around her. Gagon is running through city after city. She doesn't know what to do. It's a very stressful moment. But at that current time, the major question that was surfacing is that, is villains' lives less important than heroes or civilians? And that's what Toga wanted to find out. And so she confronted basically the only person that she had in her area that would actually, she could ask, that would be truthful to her. And obviously, she didn't get the very thing she wanted from Ochako. She was very upset. But in the end, Ochako didn't think that Toga's life was anything inferior to someone else. She just knew that there was more important things that need to be done in that moment. She needed to save other people, and Toga wasn't able to properly convey those motions to Ochako. And obviously, Ochako realized in the end she did something wrong. She realized something happened, but she didn't know the full extent of it. And I feel like this is a very big part of the story, is that Ochako is now learning not just that she needs to save other heroes, but she probably needs to save villains as well. And I feel like that is where her character is going. And so, yeah, I personally, like I said, I don't think her character is bad. Everything that Horikoshi has done with her since the very beginning has been very, very subtle, but smart. It's very smart writing with Ochako, because she is the character that's supposed to be the background supporting character to the MC, and she is, technically. She's slowly building herself up into that position to help out others, and she's already helped out Izuku twice now, technically, in the manga, and it's only a matter of time, maybe, until she's potentially the one to help out Toga. That's just what I wanted to state. So, I just think that, people saying Ochako is a bad character or trash is a little bit harsh. I understand everybody has their own opinions on the matter, and, they could say, like, oh, she's bad and you dislike her, but to actually objectively think, like, she's bad, I disagree with that. I really disagree with that. I don't think Ochako is objectively bad as a character. She is hella not the same to Sakura. She is not Sakura by any means. She is 1,000 times better than anything Sakura is. So just, I don't know. I just wanted to get that out there, my emotions on the topic. But, yeah, you all stay safe, stay healthy. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.